Okay, do you guys see my screen?
Yep, I can see it.
Okay. Um, okay, so we're gonna basically be talking about Brooke and I are having our Grow project be focused on income generation items as well as the website that we're trying to finally update since it's been a while since we want to try to update that. So just a short icebreaker that I want to do is just to grab the clothing item. Doesn't have to be too big or anything. In the next 2 minutes, just do a quick Google search and try to find and see where it's been traveled from. You know, you can search up where like companies manufactures it from, where they try to ship it, how it's packaged. And I just want to just have a short discussion of like how different clothing can be, you know, all over the world. Just give you about 3 minutes for that. So I guess at 7, I'll just reconvene. I can go first, and then hopefully everyone can just share back what they found. So I just have this Hollister hoodie. It's like really old. And so I did a quick Google search to see like where that company manufactures many stuff. I found that they have their own parent company, and so went a little bit further. And so majority of the manufacturing factories are apparently in Vietnam and Cambodia, as well as some in the northern parts of India. And then from there, there's not many information and where it should. There's not really a clear-cut answer. They just list like 7 or 8 countries where they just have factories in, and that's about it in terms of letting people know where it's manufactured. So if anyone wants to go next to describe their clothing item, we can just do that.
I had this like Vineyard Vine shirt, and it said that it was from Peru, and I just searched it up to just get more information because it's very vague. And honestly, I couldn't find like good information, but I did see that like most of their stuff is either from Vietnam, China, or Peru. And a lot of them were similar to like Kirtana's, where it's like the information isn't very clear on the website. Like they just list a bunch of countries. So
I can go next. I had one of those UC hats, and it's like the Under Armour ones. It said it was made in Vietnam, so I like tried to look online for a little bit more detail, but there was just like a little bit of information about. So I guess it was manufactured in Vietnam and then distributed in it was like Tennessee, Maryland, and California. So yeah.
Yeah, like everyone else, I have this like Nike jacket and it's also made in Vietnam. And yeah, there wasn't much information on it.
Same. I got a shirt that my friend got me from when she went on vacation to Puerto Rico a million years ago. Yeah, I couldn't find anything besides what was it on the label of the sweatshirt, made in Pakistan. So yeah.
Last ago, I also had one of those UC hats. I don't think it's Under Armour though, but I'm curious that I couldn't find a ton of information other than just like where the factories were. Like they had a few in China and Thailand, Italy, and places like that.
Yeah, so basically what we've just come to consensus is like these big companies have multiple locations where they manufacture, and there isn't really too much detail online as where it's manufactured, you know, where these items come from. Even the distribution, at least for me, I wasn't actually able to find anything about that. So it's just a little interesting to know that like the clothes that you have, like it's can be from so many different places, and we would have no idea. So Shaylin, if you want to talk about this.
Yeah, I can talk about this. So for the sake of time, I'm not going to share my screen and show you guys walk you through the websites. And if you have been to any of the previous partnerships you may have seen this before. So on the left, we have the old SAW website. So obviously one of our projects this year is to rework SAW's website. They started this in 2019. It just hasn't been published. So like I was saying, on the left is SAW's old website. You can kind of see it's really outdated. A lot of the links were broken, and it just really needed a facelift. So on the left, we have the start of what the 2019 Grow team did with the new website. So we kind of redid the whole format. A bunch of the links were fixed, and donation links and things like that. And the page we have screenshotted here is actually where we're going to insert the income generation shop, which I think Kira and Brooke are going to talk a little bit more about. But that's something we really want to implement and give them an easier way to kind of distribute these items that they're making.
If you want to talk about this, I can talk about the next slide.
Yeah, so for the income generation, basically I got all this information from the annual report that they made. I think it was like in 2018 or 2017, but basically this program gives shelter residents paid jobs where they can harvest produce and produce items such as handicrafts, school bags, uniforms, and clothing. And then they can sell it locally, and we kind of help them sell it internationally as well. So I know we held like some fundraisers where we were outside like the library and sold some of their goods. And then the revenue from these projects helps fund some of their shelters, and this empowers the woman to be self-sufficient and highly skilled. And then the income generation goods can be purchased at SAW's office, or orders can be made by contacting SAW directly. And then on the next slide, I think we have some pictures.
Yeah, so these pictures were from, I think, the 2019 Grow internship. So as we said before, Renner was like their photographer, and so they've got some really good pictures. Up here, I think, is the HIV house. And then on the bottom is where location, like where they make these income generation items. And to the right is piece of clothing as well as a purse, with what they sew. And so I think it's a big why we kind of did that interactive activity in the beginning was just to show how just being able to go to like malls and stuff like that, you know, there's a clear difference. And so being able to come and be able to see that these, not only were they producing it and we're selling it for them, that money goes back to them. And so that's why the whole self-sufficient aspect comes into play. It's like they're making for themselves, getting the revenue for themselves, and helps benefit their shelter. So does anyone have any questions? Yeah, no, definitely, like we want to be, and so our thing was to Etsy shop. And so we can directly just give the link and have people here in Cincinnati or around the world be able to just directly buy it. So it's a little bit easier process. So that's our main goal for the project. But I think we're switching right now.